The brown Labrador was wandering when the story truly began. He was small, barely 4 months old, with soft chocolate-colored fur and oversized paws that made his steps clumsy. The city around him was restless, but not yet destroyed. Shops stood open. Laundry hung from balconies. Cars passed in the distance. He didn't belong to anyone at that moment. Maybe he had slipped away. Maybe he had already been left behind. He moved through the streets half curious, half lost. He sniffed at doorways. He paused at corners. He looked up at strangers, searching for something familiar. The air felt tense, but he didn't understand tension. Then the sky changed. Distant whistle sliced through the air. A second later, the world exploded. The first bomb hit somewhere across the district. The shockwave rippled through the pavement. Windows shattered in a chain reaction. Car alarms screamed. The brown Labrador froze. Another explosion followed closer. Smoke rose like a dark wall in the distance. People began to run. Shouting filled the streets. The puppy's heart began pounding wildly in his chest. Instinct took over. He ran. The bombs did not fall in a single strike. They came in waves, each blast louder than the last, each one closer. The brown Labrador sprinted through chaos, dodging legs, slipping on loose debris, darting between abandoned vehicles. Dust filled his lungs. His ears rang with every detonation. He didn't know where he was going. He just knew he had to get away from the noise. Another explosion erupted behind him, so powerful it knocked him sideways. He tumbled across broken pavement and scrambled back to his feet. The ground shook violently again. He ran toward the nearest building, seeking shelter, and then the unthinkable happened. Blast struck nearby. The force tore through the street, collapsing part of the structure beside him. Concrete and metal rained down. The puppy tried to escape, but debris crashed around him, trapping his small body beneath broken slabs. Swallowed everything. Silence followed. When he opened his eyes, he could barely move. A heavy piece of concrete pinned his hind legs. Smaller fragments pressed against his side. The air was thick with powder and smoke. He whimpered. He tried to pull free, but pain shot through his leg. He barked once, twice, but the city was too loud with destruction to hear him. Hours passed, maybe more. The sun shifted across the sky, then disappeared. He lay there trembling beneath rubble, unable to move, thirsty, terrified. Each aftershock sent dust cascading over him again. The war continued above, and he remained trapped below. The next morning, the air was quieter, not peaceful, but quieter. Boots moved carefully across the ruined street. A unit of military personnel was conducting a sweep of the bombed area, checking for survivors and hazards. Their movements were deliberate, their faces tense, One of them paused. "Wait," he said softly. He thought he heard something. At first, the others dismissed it as shifting debris. Then it came again. A faint cry, weak, desperate. The soldiers turned toward the collapsed building. "There," one said. They approached cautiously, scanning for instability before kneeling near the rubble. Another small whimper echoed from beneath the broken concrete. One soldier removed his gloves and crouched lower. Easy, easy. He brushed away dust carefully, and then he saw him. A small brown Labrador puppy, eyes wide with fear, body trembling, trapped, alive. The soldiers worked quickly but gently. One lifted a slab just enough to relieve pressure. Another cleared smaller debris piece by piece. The puppy cried softly as the weight shifted but did not struggle. He was too weak. Finally, the soldier slid both arms beneath the small body and lifted him free. Dust fell from his fur. Sunlight hit his eyes. For the first time since the collapse, he was no longer pinned to the ground. The soldier checked him quickly. No visible fractures, just bruising and exhaustion. He held the puppy close, instinctively shielding him from the surrounding chaos. "You're okay now," he murmured. But fear is powerful. The moment the soldier set the Labrador gently on the ground to assess him further, the puppy panicked. The open space, the unfamiliar uniforms, the lingering trauma. He bolted. Despite his sore leg, adrenaline pushed him forward. The soldiers called after him, but they did not chase aggressively. The area was unstable. Within seconds, he disappeared down a narrow street lined with debris. He was free, but still alone. Past. The brown Labrador survived the only way he knew how. He scavenged for scraps near damaged buildings. He drank from broken water lines leaking into puddles. He slept beneath vehicles and inside hollowed structures. The city was no longer whole. Families were leaving, streets emptied. The war had changed everything. The puppy grew thinner, his movements slower, but he endured. Then one afternoon, as he wandered near a partially damaged apartment building, he encountered something different. A family, a mother, a father, and a young boy. Their belongings were packed into 2 worn suitcases. Their home behind them was scarred by blast marks. They were preparing to leave. The boy noticed the Labrador first. "Look," he whispered. The puppy hesitated, unsure. The mother knelt slowly. She extended her hand, not forcing, not rushing. The same gentleness the soldier had shown days earlier. The puppy stepped closer. He was tired of running, tired of hiding, tired of being alone. When the boy reached out and stroked his dusty fur, the Labrador did not pull away. He leaned into the touch. The family understood immediately. He had survived the same war they had. He had lost what they had lost. And he needed a home just as much as they needed hope. They gave him water. They shared a small piece of bread. At night, instead of sleeping alone beneath rubble, the brown Labrador curled beside the boy inside the damaged apartment. For the first time since the bombing began, he slept without trembling. Days later, the family made their decision. They would leave the country. They would seek safety somewhere far from falling bombs. And they would not leave the Labrador behind. They carried him across checkpoints. They hid him when necessary. They fed him even when food was scarce. The journey was not easy, but they moved together. A family now complete. Eventually, they crossed into a safer place. No sirens, no collapsing buildings, no falling sky. The brown Labrador stood in an open field for the first time since the war began. The air smelled different, clean. Still, the boy ran. This time, the puppy ran after him not from fear, but from joy. The brown Labrador who once wandered lost through a city on the edge of destruction survived bombs, rubble, and hunger. He was heard by soldiers, freed from debris. He ran from fear. He endured days alone. And in the aftermath of war, he found something stronger than destruction. A family who had also survived. A humble home rebuilt far away. A new beginning. Because even when the sky falls, life continues. And sometimes, between rubble and ruin, hope finds you.